One. Thank you. For the record, it is 7:31 p.m. on August 2nd, 2023, and we have in attendance Fran Collier-Clemens, Vice Chair, Commissioner Louise Constant, Commissioner Brenda Penn-Williams, and Commissioner Peter Halliday, who is calling in by phone. So his name doesn't appear in but his phone does. And I will share my screen and we will start with the agenda for tonight. The first topic is going to be minutes from last month's meeting, excuse me. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes, which were sent earlier today as part of the packet? I'll put them up here on the screen. And does anybody have any comments on the minutes? Edits, I guess, to the minutes.
Just for me, the staff, it should be Russell. There should be a V at the end of Liskov. That's all I see.
There are two other changes, I think, in the commissioners' names. Brenda, you have a hyphen in your name, correct?
It does.
And Lunice.
That's correct.
Thank you. And Lunice Constant's name is spelled Lunise. I think the I was inadvertently omitted. And I think Brenda's name sometimes has a hyphen and sometimes doesn't throughout. So if that change could be made throughout.
Correct.
Any other comments on page 1? Any comments on page 2? Any comments on page 3? Any comments on page 4? I have a comment on this part of page 4, 1827-23. It says staff recommends vote to take no action, but I believe during the meeting, the staff had actually recommended to hear the case.
I
And this
agree.
was just a typo in the initial thing. So it should be staff recommends vote to hear the case. And then in the comment about whether I should recuse myself or not, it wasn't any business with the clients because they're not our clients, but with the landlord, I believe, is who we were discussing.
Correct.
Any other comments here? And you can see it says the staff recommendation to hear. So. All right. 1829-23. I think that might have also been a vote to hear the case and not a vote for no action.
I agree.
And here it says approve staff recommendation for no action, but again, I think it was recommendation to hear the case.
Yes, it was. You're correct.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other comments or changes regarding the minutes from last month's meeting? If not, I'll take a motion. Anyone make a motion? Thank you, Lunice. Any seconds?
Anybody there?
I second. Brenda Penn Williams second.
Thank you, Brenda. Okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
Amended. Thank you. Any opposed?
Miss Witherspoon, you're on mute.
Not anymore, right?
There you
Just came
go.
on. She just came on. Any opposed? No opposed. Any abstentions? Peter, since
I abstain.
Fran abstains.
Fran
Peter,
Collier Clemens.
Peter, since I can't see you, can you come off mute to say what your answer was? Peter, we're going to mark you as an abstention if we don't hear from you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I have 3 in favor, 2 abstentions. Thank you. Next is the director's report. What do I have to report this week? One thing I want to raise, and I want to raise this specifically to the coordinator and to his team. We have 4 vacancies on the commission, and I know there has been talk in the city about trying to fill vacancies and have a more representative city agencies than we currently do across the city. I happen to think that our agency that our commission is very well represented. And there's a good representation of the city, but I do think that filling the vacancies would also be a valuable step to take. So I just wanted to raise this to our coordinator's attention as something that maybe should get on the radar of the executive office so that we can start to fill vacancies with to have a full commission and get kind of a broader scope of voices at the table here. I'm also, like, as I think we've expressed in the past, on what happens to be a very critical issue for the city right now of affordable housing. So that's my soapbox and my chair's report today. And I will turn it over to Carlos for the coordinator's report.
Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me just fine?
I got you.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Chair, for bringing that up. I actually received an email earlier this week about number one, the city clerk has been asking for resumes for the current commissioners and those who want to be reappointed, as well as any recommendations that the commissioners have for additional commissioners who might want to be appointed to the Fair Rent Commission. So if you have any out there, send me an email, send me a name, phone number, and send me their resume, and I'll bring it up to leadership.
Excuse me. Are you finished with your report?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But if you have a question, Fran, just go
Well,
ahead.
yeah, I have a question. Sending in a resume is something new as far as I'm concerned. I never sent in a resume, never was asked for one. So is this something new?
It must be something new because this is, it's an email I just received from city clerk.
It's not new, Fran. They've
It's
always
not?
done that. Nope, that's not new.
I had to
Why
do a
would I
resume
never
when I was
asked for
appointed.
one?
Probably because you've been on so long, but no, that's not.
Oh, okay.
I had to do one when I was appointed, but that was Alex.
Yes, Sam.
Yeah, you were on when I got on, John.
Yes,
What are you calling for? What you need?
I need the link so I can get on this.
Okay, let me tell them to send you the link again. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had y'all on. Could you send Sam the link again, Carlos?
Okay, sure thing.
Okay. He's doing it, Sam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute. I'm so sorry.
Okay, Brenda.
No, but Fran, when I got on the commission, I had to submit a resume. So I think that's not new.
Oh, okay.
However, whose leadership, when you said, Carlos, you gotta talk to leadership, who are you referring to?
Well, I gotta talk to the city clerk, I gotta talk to Lamond. And they'll have those conversations. I'm just going to send the link real quick to Peter. I just resent it to him.
Sam.
Oh, to Sam, sorry. I'm about to send it again.
I don't even know what a link is.
Thanks, Peter.
I just sent it to Sam.
Great.
So going back to my report, let me look at my numbers. I've been able to assist since I started here in late November, over 320 families / individuals. Obviously the last 2 months have been very, very busy for me, as you can tell by the amount of cases that I've received. As I mentioned before, it's normally the time of the year where property management does the lease renewals. And with everything else in Fairfield County going up, rents have been increasing. So I stress to all the residents and the tenants to exercise the right of filing a fair rent complaint if they feel that the rent increase is excessive, especially if property management or landlords are not making the proper adjustments, repairs in their units, in their apartments. So that has been trending upward. Luckily, we've been able to between Russell and I, we've been able to negotiate and mediate with the landlords, and a lot of landlords understand that the last thing that they really want to do is sometimes go through the Fair Rent Commission. So we're able to come to an agreement. There are a lot of current cases right now, but we feel that a few of them are very, very close to being, withdrawn sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think that's all I have for my report today.
Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate it. For the record, I'd like to note that Commissioner Pride joined at 7:43 p.m. All right, next item on the agenda is open cases, and I will reshare the screen and turn the floor over to Russell Liskoff to discuss our open cases. Apologies for scrolling so fast.
Good evening, everybody. Russell Liskov. It's a pleasure to be with you all here tonight. It's a beautiful night out. Hope you all go out for a walk afterwards. The air is delicious out there. The first case we have for you tonight is 1821-23, 47 Lexington Avenue. This is the one that we've had for a while. This is the one where the landlord did some things he shouldn't have done. Is pending in court. They have stipulated to an agreement between the parties in court, and they stipulated to with a stay of execution. I would say right now, for one more month, we'll take no action, but next month, I think it'll be a recommendation to close the cases. It will be moot because they've come to a judgment. Let's make sure that no one files any motions to reopen or extend or anything else, so we don't get involved. So I would recommend right now that we take no action, just let it pen for one more month, and I think this case will be gone next month.
Samuel Pride, no action.
I have a question before we start voting.
Let's take a motion and then I'll open it for discussion.
Okay.
So I need a second. Okay, Mr. Pride,
Fran Collier Clemens, seconds.
give it to Fran. All right, any discussion? Brenda, go ahead.
So I'm not understanding why we're gonna carry on for another month.
I would just like to see that everyone fulfills their agreements under the court order, the stipulation that they don't extend. I believe everyone is going to be concluded next month, but if you vote to have a hearing on it, it doesn't really make sense to have a hearing because they have a court agreement. And the court agreement extends for another month with the stay of execution. So I don't want the tenant to lose its ability to put a case on before you. you know, by voting to close the case. Because there's still some things pending in court, so you're kind of in the netherworld right now. You're not really a bird, you're not really a fish, you're kind of a flying fish. So if you let it sit for a month, nothing will happen and no one is harmed by it. And next month we can make the recommendation to close the case as it will be moot.
I want to further understand this because I feel like once the courts have ruled and once they've gotten an agreement through the courts, don't we lose our jurisdiction here?
You do, but there could also be a motion to reopen. And if there's a motion to reopen, you spring back to life. So I mean, if you want to close the case, it's fine with me. And you can always reactivate the case if you want to. I'm always hesitant to prejudice a tenant when they have an agreement that's an open agreement that's in court, unless, you know, because next month the agreement will be concluded. So if you want to close it, we can always have a motion to reopen it later if we want to. If you don't want to clog up your calendar, that's fine too. I'm always hesitant to close something before it's really dead.
Carlos, how much time are we spending on this?
We're not spending any time other than watching the court calendar, watching the court docket.
So the actual stay of execution goes all the way out to October 7th. October 27th, 2023.
Do we want to
Well, we need
keep
to
it
go
on our
for-
calendar until then? Is that what this, I
We
mean,
can-
we can
if-
consider it every month, but is that the idea?
If you want to close it, you certainly have the jurisdiction to closing it. And if they want to reactivate it, they can always file a document asking for it to be reactivated or to be reconsidered.
I'm like John, what can we do? There's absolutely nothing that we could do if the judge is handling this. So I'm not understanding, Russ. You please explain to me if the judge make a judgment,
They have a,
what can we do?
well, they have a stipulation, in place. And the stipulation expires a certain date. If we want to close the case because the stipulation in place, that's fine. All it would do is it would trigger the tenant if there's a breach of the stipulation to maybe come back in front of us. So I'll change my recommendation.
Wait. So when is the stipulation expires?
October 27th.
So we're gonna hold on this until October 27th.
We can if we want to, or we can close it. It can always get reopened if we want to.
But if we hold on to it until October, we're doing in hopes of doing what? I need to know the outcome. What are we looking for to do?
It's in case they need the intervention of your board to make a fair rent determination. I'm just always cautious, that's all. Maybe I'm overly cautious at times, and I will give you that. I tend to bear on the side of caution as opposed to doing anything with it, because nothing's really happening. It's just, it's a placeholder. But if you wanna close it because of the stipulation, that's certainly within your jurisdiction to do
Right.
so.
I'm still not understanding. I want to understand if we vote to hold on to it until next month, what is the reason for it? Because the stipulation expires in October. So why would we wait until next month to let it go? That's
Because,
what you need to explain to me.
because even though there's a stipulation, people have the right to file documents to reopen or to extend or to modify. It happens.
Russell, if I may add, excuse me.
Sure.
So, part of the stipulation also says that, on or before October 27, 2023, and agrees not to file any motions to open, appeal, or seek any further stays.
No, I agree with everything you're saying, and that's true until they do. I've seen too many things happen in these housing cases where they do it. So, but you know, there's no reason why you cannot close this. I just am always cautious of doing it until it's completely done.
And I'll leave this to the other commissioners. I think we have a motion to take no action right now. if I could summarize what you're saying, Russell, you think there's a possibility that someone could then bring this back up in court, keep it open, and then it still have some resolution that the Fair Rent Commission would need to decide or weigh in on.
It's
the future.
possible. Is it remote? Yeah, I'll agree. It's probably, it's remote, but I just don't want anyone to be prejudiced by us saying we're closing the case unless we reopen it or we let them file a new application if necessary.
So when you're saying them, you're talking about
The tenant.
person, the tenant that filed the original
Correct,
complaint.
correct, the complainant.
Well, from the information that we received in discussing this, it seems that he has not been very cooperative with us.
I would agree with you
That he
100%.
That he has, sought to seek legal counsel and legal action.
All
So,
true.
Well, in fairness, legal action was sought against him. But, with the notice to quit, but yeah. All right, we have a motion on the floor to take no action. I will now hold a vote on it, leaving open the option to say no, and we can then have another motion for a different outcome if people prefer. All in favor of taking no action on case 1821-23.
aye.
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 All opposed. All
I
abstain-
vote no. I think we should not take, wait a minute.
Yeah, you're right. You vote no, Brenda.
Yeah, I'm voting it down.
Okay.
Okay.
And for next month, I will call their attorney and see if there's any possibility of it being reopened or not. I'll probably make a different recommendation next month.
I just don't, for me, again, it doesn't make any sense. I think it should be dropped because it's gonna be the same thing next month. And they got a stipulation until October. So what's gonna change? So for that reason, I vote no.
Any abstentions? All right, we have 4 in favor, 1 opposed. Next case, thank
The
you.
next case is 1 Glover Avenue, apartment 503. They're looking for a rent increase from 2570 to 3015. We have not gotten, we've done everything we've tried to do on this property. We've spoken to the manager. We've sent letters out to the landlord. There's been no response. I believe, Carlos, this is the one where we were going to do a hearing on it this month, but it wasn't enough time to get notice out to everybody. Is that correct?
Correct.
So we spoke to people, we spoke to the tenant. The tenant will be prepared for next month to go forward. We're sending out we even sent out the formal certified letters to them, letting them know that they're gonna be in a hearing. It was just because our meeting was late last month and it's very early in this month. There just wasn't time to get enough formal notice out there and to give them proper due process. So next month, this month I recommend that we take no action, but next month there's going to be a hearing on it. So we'll be prepared for the formal hearing. And I just wanted to ask the question to the board. Do we want to, we'll let everyone know that we're doing the formal hearings via Zoom call?
Yes,
Okay. So Carlos, in your next certified letter, you have to tell them that we've certified, it'll be a Zoom call and give them the number to call you so you can send them the link for the formal hearing for next month.
So I'm still at a loss here. If we're gonna do a hearing, shouldn't we vote to say hearing?
We did already.
We did last month or 2
What?
months ago. We already
Yeah,
did.
we did vote, but shouldn't it still be there?
No, once you voted to hold a hearing, then they can schedule a hearing whenever, and now the vote is to take no action until
Okay.
the hearing comes. Do we have a motion?
I move to take no action on 1824-23.
Second.
Samuel Price,
Second.
second.
Thank you, Sam.
Second.
All right, we have Samuel Pratt for a second, Fran for the motion. Any discussion? I have one question. Today is August 2nd. How did we send? We haven't sent the letter yet. Is that accurate,
Please.
Carlos?
I haven't sent it. I just put it there as a placeholder to let you know that I will send
It
it
is
out.
being sent. All right.
And when's our meeting next month in September, Carlos? What's the date?
September 6th.
So we have, that's a good 30-day notice to get that out to people. That's more than adequate notice for anybody to be able to get their ducks in a row to present evidence.
Okay, great. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Look forward to a hearing next week.
Yeah,
For everyone's awareness, hearings typically start at 6 p.m. because they can take a long time. So
absolutely.
prepare your calendar now. Ideally, maybe we can come to a resolution before the hearing once there's one on the docket. But if they can't, we will go forward with the hearing. Carlos, you and I should connect on how to prepare for a hearing because there's a lot that goes into it from the staff.
Right.
Will do.
Carlos, can you send Sissy she can't get in through Zoom. Can you send her the number, the telephone number, please?
To who, Brenda?
Oh, Johnny, I call him Sissy. I'm sorry.
May Weldon, that's how you
Okay.
have her on the list. Johnny May Weldon.
Okay.
Tell him what? What did you say? Tell him what? When I got in. When I couldn't get in, I called him up and he didn't talk and he walked me through it and I was able to get in.
I think we're on to the next case.
Okay, the next case is 1825-23, 515 West Avenue, apartment 339. They want an increase of 2660 to 2879 a month. It's been a very active file. We've negotiated it. They sent the new lease out to us to review for the tenant. We reviewed the lease. The lease had some mistakes, had to be sent back to the attorneys for revision. It's just a matter of everyone signing the new lease with the proper dollar amounts and dates and everything else on it. So I would recommend we take no action on it this month, and next month that case is going to go away because there'll be a new lease in place. Not a very old case, came in at the end of the last day of May, and we'll be getting rid of it. And we got June, July, and we're just into August, so we'll be getting rid of that before the end of August. So I recommend no action at this time.
Samuel Pride, no action.
Fran Collier Clemens, second.
Discussion?
John, I have Sissy on my phone.
Okay. Thank you, Brenda. It's 8 o'clock. For the record. Patty Bill Walden joins by Brenda's phone. All in favor?
Can we discuss?
Aye.
I got a question.
Oh, you do have discussion. Sorry, Fred. Go ahead.
Do we know what the increase is now?
We shouldn't
Based-
talk about, that's a negotiation thing, so I don't think we should talk about that. Like share the
Oh.
details of that if they're still in negotiations about it.
Okay, so we can just assume it's more than 69, but not more than 219. Okay, thank you.
But John, I have a comment too.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do we do with Waypoint? Waypoint brings these people in and then they try to increase them. Is there something that we could do for the tenants?
I think that by our bylaws or by our charter, we have to, or whatever the right term is, we have to take things on a case by case basis.
Okay.
We can't broadly find the landlord at a problem for their entire building or anything like that. So,
Okay.
and I think we've had cases before where there have been multiple cases within the same, and we've had conversations with the landlord through that about, hey, this is why you keep coming to us. But I think that we can do that from an educational point of view, but in terms of decisions, they have to be made on a case by case for the facts and circumstances of that case.
Okay, thank you, John.
Well, can I agree with Brenda to a certain degree. The percentage is so high for wastewater. They bring them in and then there's a problem.
I recognize that, but I think that they certainly should come and talk to Carlos and file a complaint if they have one about the nature of the size of or excessiveness of the rent increase. And then we just take it and listen to it and decide.
Okay, all right. I agree with
That's why I'm beach mode cowboy. They don't call me that for nothing.
All right, so we have a motion on the floor. Any further discussion on 1825-23? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed?
Sissy, are you in favor?
Yes, I said aye.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Any abstentions? Great.
All right, the next case is 1826-23, 106 Cedar Street, apartment 203. They're looking for a rent increase from $1,638 to $1,950. We've spoken to the landlord and the tenant. They've negotiated a new lease between the two of them. Next month, this matter will also go away. We're just waiting for the lease to be reviewed, be sent to us and reviewed. So we'd recommend we take no action at this time, and next month in September, this case is also going to go away.
I move that we take no action.
Fran
Brenda
Collier
Pam
Clemens,
Williams.
second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any discussion? Sorry, any abstentions? Right, motion passes unanimously. Next case.
The next case is 1827-23, 15 West Main Street, apartment J102. The new property management wants to increase rent from $2,000 to $2,350. We have sent out all correspondence to everybody, spoken to the tenants and the landlords. There's ongoing negotiation between the two parties. We left a voicemail just today with the tenant. We're waiting for the tenant to get back. We've spoken to the landlord. We're getting there. We're not there yet. This one just came in really middle of June, but I think we can get there somewhere next month. So right now we recommend vote for no action be taken, and we'll keep on working with the tenant. Hopefully the tenant will call us back and we can get this matter resolved between the two parties where everyone's somewhat happy.
Samuel Pride, no action.
Johnny Weldon, second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Someone say they had a question? No? Okay. All opposed? Any abstentions? Great. Motion passes unanimously.
Both my parents immigrated.
The next case is 1828-23, 289 Main Avenue, unit number 3. The property management sent an increase from $1,200 to $1,575. Spoke with the tenant. Tenant is moving out. They are getting out on August 10th. They told me that they have a new place. They told me that once August 10th passes, they will sign a withdrawal of the action and the case will go away. So for this month, I recommend that we take no action because it'll be moot next month when the tenant moves to a new apartment.
Fran Collier Clemens, moves no action on 1828-23.
Samuel Pride, second.
Second.
I got Dora with
Second.
a spoon for the second that time.
Yes.
She gets snuck in just in time. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes unanimously. 1829.
The next one is 1829-23, 41 Wolf Pit Road, apartment 5K. They're looking for a raise from 1995 to 2240 a month for two-bedroom apartment. The tenant has accepted the offer of the landlord. The landlord has come down in their demands for new rent. We worked really hard on that one and did some really good work. And we're just waiting for the new lease to be prepared and to be sent to us. Carlos was very, very good on this one. It was very, very good. So for this month, we ask that you take no action. And next month, the lease should be all signed, inked, and we'll be able to get rid of the case completely.
So why are we waiting?
Because the lease is being prepared. This case just came in at the very end of June. The complaint was filed in June, and during the month of July, we negotiated it, and they're preparing a new lease. It hasn't been signed yet.
Oh, okay. I thought I said, okay.
These are
New
quick.
lease
This
being
is
prepared.
really quick turnaround stuff. You're talking 30 days from something coming into it, going away. I mean, that's,
Yeah, that was like 21 days.
yeah, it's, we can't do better than that. That's,
No, how much is the new rent?
So we'll find out when they sign the withdrawal.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I move to take no action on
Brenda
1829-23.
Brenda Penn seconded.
Brenda Penn Williams has the second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes unanimously. And we move on to the next part of our agenda, which is new cases.
okay, the next case, we have 1830-2332 Haviland Street, apartment 310. They're looking for an increase from $23.50 to $28.50 a month. All the letters have been sent out. I've spoken to the landlord, who's actually out of the country right now. Spoke to the tenant as well. We're trying to negotiate it. This case actually is perfectly within your bailiwick. It's within your jurisdiction, and we recommend that you hear this case.
Fran Collier Clemens moves to hear the case, 1830-23.
Did you hear that? Johnny
I got
seconded.
Johnny May Weldon with the second, yeah. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Passes unanimously.
And the next case is 1831-23, 8 Union Avenue, apartment B3. The landlord wants to go from rent from $959.50 to $1,500 for one bedroom apartment. This complaint was filed on or about July 20th. Carlos has sent out the notification letters, and we've left voicemails with the landlord, and I spoke to the tenant today. This is once again completely within your jurisdiction, and we recommend that you hear this case.
Brenda Penn, so move. Brenda Penn Williams.
Fran Collier Clemens second.
Any discussion?
One question,
Yep,
Go ahead, sissy.
that landlord went from $950 to $1,500?
Yep,
that is what the documentation, that is what the tenant alleges at any rate.
I'll call you back.
Oh, no.
Mhm.
That's why it's a fair rent, that's why it's a fair rent complaint.
It's a large increase request.
Yes, my gosh.
Any further Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes unanimously again. And we go to the next item on the agenda, which I believe I can get there quickly. I believe is old business and involves the lunch, brunch, whatever we're trying to schedule and whenever we're trying to schedule it.
Yeah, the most important item on the agenda.
Do we have a time frame or a date or anything that, I know that Carlos, you had sent around a couple of emails about this. What's
I
the-
sent the menu. The only date that I cannot do is the 13th. And Sissy, when is that thing with Al? What's that, the 29th?
27.
Oh, the 13th and the 27th. Any other day I could do, but those are two I can't.
What are we doing?
The brunch.
So how about August 20th?
I'm good for August 20th.
I won't, I'll be.
August 20th will be in 3 weeks.
I'm
Okay,
available.
I can put it together if we could get August 20th.
Why don't you send her
Fine
one
with
final
me.
email, Carlos, to everybody?
Okay, we'll do.
I mean, I think we can,
Carlos also has the menu. I sent it to him.
Yes, I do have it.
And we still going to pinstripes?
Yeah,
Okay.
and is that in stone? Is that etched in stone?
Well,
20th.
you mean pinstripes or the 20th?
The 20th.
Yeah, the 20th is good for me.
Okay, 20th it is. We're booking it for the 20th. Hopefully
For God's
everything goes.
sake.
Thank you for the clarification. All right. New business. Does anyone have any new business to discuss?
I want to say that Sonia Oliver lost her father.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear
was it
that.
here in the city or somewhere else?
Yeah, he
Brenda?
was here. He was in the city. Yeah.
Okay, so the service will be here?
No, they had the service on Saturday. Saturday.
Oh,
Saturday.
Carlos, I think it would be nice if we could arrange for like a food tray or something to be sent.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can connect with you on that. All right. Any other new business to discuss?
Just for me, for the board. I've been, when doing this, I'm seeing that things are getting really hot out there. So I expect a lot more business to be coming in the next few months. All the landlords are under the gun because they paid a lot of money for all these properties. And the tenants are under the gun because the rents are going up. This is not just a problem in Norwalk. It's endemic to the entire state of Connecticut. There's very few openings of apartments, and there's lots and lots of demand, and there aren't enough
Yes,
units.
you're absolutely right, Russ.
There's not enough units coming online to satisfy the demand. So if you use your normal economics, when you have scarcity and you have demand, things go up. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of business, and people are gonna start digging their heels in a little bit harder. I just had that bad feeling. So just let you know it's coming, I think.
Yeah, but you said, let me correct you. You said the state of Connecticut. I want to tell you the entire country.
Yeah, it might be national. I agree.
I'm glad Carlos has had a few months of calm before the storm to get his sea legs under him. He
I
should feel
I
like
see
it.
that when I come in, I see Carlos is very, very busy fielding lots and lots of telephone calls. And people are not shy about just dropping in to visit him. There's the very active office there. So I feel good for him that he's busy. I feel bad for him because he's busy. So
sometimes I have conversations of 45 minutes to an hour. They sit over here and I listen to them, so.
They need that too.
yes, absolutely.
All right. I will take a motion to adjourn.
I move
Motion
to
to
adjourn.
adjourn.
Second,
And we'll second.
I got Peter on the motion and I got Fran on the second.
All right, thank you.
thank
All
you,
right.
everybody.
Yeah, have a good night.
Good night,
See you
everyone.
August 20th.
see
Yay.
you on the 20th.
August
Yay.
20th,
I will
yes,
set it up tomorrow.
will
Yay.
do.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Have a
Okay.
good night.
Bye.
Hey, wait a minute, Carlos, are you
Yes.
gonna ask the old commissioners and all of them?
Yes, the same email
Or
addresses that I've,
should I set it up for the room, the 20 room, right? For 20 people?
yes, hopefully
Okay.
we'll get 20. Yes,
Okay,
okay.
all righty. Okay,
Thanks,
thanks a lot.
everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Brenda.
everyone.
Have a good night, everyone.
Okay,
Good night.
bye.
Good night.
Celebrity Congress, me. I'm Tia Cornelius.
That's from